The gentleman from Utah, Mr. Owens, is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I yield my time to the gentleman from Ohio, Ranking Member Jordan.
I thank the gentleman for yielding. Mr. Olsen, what's the number of DOJ employees who have access to 702 FISA-acquired data?
I don't know the exact number, and it's important to note I assume your question includes the FBI as DOJ employees, because primarily that's FBI agents and analysts who have access to that data. But I don't have the exact number for you, sir.
Give me an estimate of who can query that database.
Again, I don't have a number, even an estimate on the numbers. What I can tell you is that every single person who can query the 702 database has to be trained and certified in order to have access to that data.
Well, when we got a briefing on December 2nd of last year, Melissa McTuff, who I think works in your division, told us that it could be as high as 10,000 people. And we were like shocked. I mean, we didn't expect it to be one, but we certainly didn't expect it to be thousands. So as the head of the National Security Division, she works for you. She's a lawyer in the National Security Division. She told us it could be, she was one of the briefers, the attorneys there. I don't know if she's the one who said it, but she was in the briefing. We kind of like to know what that number really is, because, I mean, we're getting ready, we got a FISA reauthorization coming up soon, and I think this thing has got all kinds of problems. So, you sure you don't have an estimate?
I don't, although if that was the number that was given to you during that briefing, I'm aware of that briefing that you received, and I did get a readout from that briefing, so I am assuming that was accurate.
It's frightening if it's that high. It truly is. Okay, one of the first questions we got today was from the gentleman from Arizona, Mr. Biggs, and he asked you, the 42 individuals that the Homeland Security has identified, illegal migrants coming across the border who are on the terrorist watch list, he asked you a question, does ICE inform you as the head of the National Security Division about that information when they get it? And you indicated you didn't know. Is that right?
Well, I think his question was about CBP, not ICE, but it was about whether that information flowed to the National Security Division, and my response is that information, I would assume, if it's threat information, would go to the FBI, which is the investigative arm that would potentially have authority to investigate.
Well, by definition, it would be threat. I mean, they're on the terrorism watch list. So, I mean, I think it would be going straight to you from ICE or Customs and Borders. I think it would go straight to you. I'm just concerned that you didn't know.
We're the lawyers that prosecute these cases, but we certainly do work hand in hand with the FBI. And if that information came to the FBI and there was a basis to open an investigation, we would be the lawyers that would be involved in working with the FBI and investigating, and then ultimately prosecuting
I understand what's supposed to happen. I'm asking, is it happening? And frankly, when you couple that with the response we got from Secretary Mayorkas that day when asking what's the status of these folks, he sat right where you sat and testified, and his answer was, I don't know. So he didn't know the status of those when he came in front of the Judiciary Committee, even though it had been widely reported in the press. And what you're saying is you don't know if it actually information gets to the National Security Division. I find that troubling.